Hello there, everyone. How you doing today? I'm personally doing well. I was just binging the Odd Ones Out channel. Don't judge me. And something he said made me remember something that honestly was locked away within the deep recesses of my brain. And I figured I'd make a story time of it. The story of how I worked at, I'm gonna call it Woolmart for this video, but let's be real, you know the place. And let's just say it was not fun. And if you enjoy, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. Comments are very welcome as well. Maybe suggest what kind of content you'd like me to make next. And let's get started with this story time. So, I was fresh out of high school, 18, and I was looking for a job. So, since I have loads upon loads of mental disabilities, I kind of got like a job support guy, and he helped me find a job. The job was at Walmart, and that was, I'll be honest, it was a big mistake. Cause first few days went fine. Then they started having me do everything. They just hired me to do carts, right? That was in the job description. I just had to move carts, cause I'm the physical man, I'm the strong man, I'm the tall man, IRL, I'm 6 feet 1 inch tall, I'm a big boy. And within 3 days, they're like, hey, can you go to the garden and help them water it? Me being the people pleaser I am, agreed to do that. Then I water the plants, and when I finished that, they're like, where were you? You're supposed to do carts. And I'm like, I did what you guys were telling me to. You told me to water the plants in the gardening section. And they're like, no, we didn't. So after that, I got in trouble. And after that, I actually started recording every time they asked me to do it. Because I'm no dummy. And I knew they would pull it again if they pull it once, they'll definitely pull it again. But that was the first red flag. Then, another 3 days later, they had me, they tried making me work for a part-time job. They tried having me work 3 extra hours every day. And when I got hired, we actually agreed that they wouldn't increase my hours because I am a freaking nervous wreck IRL, and I just wouldn't be able to handle it. And then they said, if you do not do these extra hours for us, you're fired. And they also held the fact that a bad review would also be held over me. Like a bad reference. And then I'm like, what? Why you do that dick move? It's not cool. So I ended up having to do those extra hours. And now, another 2 days later or so, they complained that I was smelling at work. Now that's understandable if I smell, but if by that point, they were having me do gardening section, carts, putting items customers didn't want away, and some other stuff I honestly don't want to recall right now, so you ain't getting it. That's a story for another time, I guess. And they were complaining I was smelly, because I tend to get smelly when I'm uber stressed. Now, at this point, I was nearing a mental breakdown. So I talked with my legal guardian. Gummy, you're amazing, by the way. About this. She was upset and talked to them, right? Because legal guardian stuff. She was still my legal guardian because of mental disabilities and all that. I can make another video on that, but I would rather get her permission on that first. Anyway. She talked to them, and they didn't give two shits. None of the stuff they were doing was illegal as well, so I couldn't really get mad at them, but so after that, I handed in my 2 weeks notice another 4 days later when I got fed up with it. At this point, I was such a nervous wreck that I had to have 2 people have my back when I was walking in. I held a note just in case I broke down because I felt that coming on short. And then when I was about to say it, I basically just choked up and began sobbing. I curled up in a ball and sobbed. And then they insulted me and said, "You're fired," before I could hand in my 2 weeks notice. All of this was in the span of 1 or 2 months. So, this is my recommendation to all of you. Do not work at Woolmart. They fucking suck. They suck all of the genital regions in the universe. Glad we could agree on that. Now, on another note, before I leave, happy first day of spoopy season. First day of October. I plan on doing some horror stories over October. Once a week, maybe. I'll read them live on Twitch. Stories will be in public domain so I don't get copyright struck. And so I can respect the author's wishes, but still get stories to read. You know? It makes sense. And when I'm done reading them on Twitch, I'll upload them to YouTube. Now, you're all amazing people. Don't you forget that. And I'll see you all later. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. See you next time.